but I think it shows, it's a good step through all the code, and you can see what's going on. So first off, let's start this up. So we've got the iPhone simulator, and we're going to start things spinning. So this runs the exact same code as if we were doing a shake on the device. So we're shaking the device, and now things are spinning. So life is good. Hopefully, when we stop spinning, and yeah, we've now selected an item. So we go back, we spin some more, we're shaking, and then we stop shaking. And so, yay, we've picked another item. So how is this magic all happening? So let's take a look at some code. And we're using the accelerometer. So basically what happens, we're going to first off, we're going to pull a bunch of images and load them. So that's what this code's doing here. We're going to load them. We're going to stick them in the image view picker that's created. We're going to create some items on it. Then, so this was what's running if we just click the buttons. Okay, so we start, and then we're going to stop. So life is, seems to be pretty good. However, what happens if we actually want to run this on a device and have the physical things happen? So first off, we need to I've set some kind of update interval. The reason why I set it, I believe the default is it'll check 60 times a second or something like that. I wanted to be a good citizen, so I'm just trying to slow this down and not hit the accelerometer as often. Then when I get an acceleration event occur, I'm going to run this code here. Now, first thing you're probably looking at is, what is this threshold thing? What does that make sense? I'll tell you why. First off, I want to get the magnitude. So the iPhone gives you the data in X, Y, and Z coordinates. So first off, you got to go and figure out what's the magnitude. And thanks to physics, this will tell us the magnitude when an acceleration event occurs. We square the acceleration in the X, Y, and Z coordinates, each one individually. We add them together, and then we take the square root. If the magnitude is greater than the threshold, then we're going to look and we're going to say, okay, was our previous run, were we not running previously? Then we need to start up. So this code will start us spinning. Then if we were less than the threshold and the previous run, we were actually previously running, then we're going to execute this code here. Now, what does this do? First off, we're going to put the current thread to sleep for 150 milliseconds. What that does is, when you stop accelerating, then you'll see this thing spinning momentarily. So we take our image view picker, we hide it, we stop the animation, then we're going to go and we're going to randomly pick some rows, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to select one. And then we're going to set our previous run now to false. One of the things that comes up, with the magnitude issue, you may be thinking, why am I doing this? Well, if I hand you a device, technically that's creating an acceleration event because the device is moving. We don't necessarily want that, so we're actually going to look at the threshold and see what's going on. Now, I realize that the iPhone has a shake event, so you can go and you can look at that and see, but I wanted to show this because I thought it was a good example of, all the little steps and showing the device and, some of these other features. So, all right, now, so how do you go and get started? Okay, you want to go to Apple and get the iPhone SDK, and you want to most likely you want to join their developer program. It's $99. You want to go get a copy of Mono from Novell. you want to go get a copy of the MonoTouch eval version, which is free, and you also want to download a copy of MonoDevelop. So that allows you to develop on your local Mac, and you can run things in the simulator and get things going before you decide if you actually want to purchase or not. Now, what about the iPad? So you say you want to develop for the iPad, and I've talked about all the iPhone stuff. Well, thankfully, the iPad is the iPhone operating system. So pretty much any application that runs on the iPhone will run on the iPad. So whenever there's been an update for the iPhone operating system, within about 24 hours, Novell has put out an update for MonoTouch. So I think that's some goodness there. As Apple always likes to say, and one more thing we'd like to mention. So there's some things, obviously we've got the iPad, we've recently got that support, and I've been running some applications on it, works pretty well. The operating system version 4 for the iPhone is coming out. We're actually fairly close to that. There's supposed to be support for threading and some other features in there. Mono Mac, which I think is an interesting item. Basically, right now, Mono applications on the Mac look pretty generic, and Mono Mac is going to basically create .NET C# layers over the top of native Mac things, and allow you to develop with Mono and look more like a better Mac application. And then the same thing for MonoDroid, which is a Mono implementation for the Android operating system. Like I said, MonoTouch is not a cross-compiler, so don't think that you're going to be able to write something in MonoTouch today and you flip a switch tomorrow and it will automatically create a Android application. So, how do you find out more? Like I said, we've got our ebook is out there. It's available now. We've actually got a full book on MonoTouch coming out shortly. You can check out the monotouch.info site and then the forums at monotouch.net. I want to send a big thank you out to my fellow co-authors, Chris Hardy, Martin Bowling, Craig Dunn, also all the folks at Rocks. We were able to put this book together fairly quickly, and I think we've got a very good book out. Oops, I didn't mention him here, but I'll go ahead and mention him. And then Rory Blythe, who's also very helpful. So it'll be on Amazon and available sometime in July. I believe it's like July 10th or something like that is what I've read. So, and then here's information on our company here, Scalable Development. So development, training, mentoring, expert development help. If you have any questions, feel free to give me an email. My email address listed down here at the bottom of this slide. So, all right, thank you. I appreciate you for downloading and listening for the past hour or so. Thank you very much.